It's always a close game.
Two great programs.
The intensity in the locker room is unbelievable. Even though it's a high school rivalry, it is the same as Ohio State and Michigan go through, Michigan State and Michigan go through. There's no difference. It's just a different level of play.
The Rock added to the rivalry,
But what makes the rivalry is the programs.
It can be a springboard for the team that wins that game, and I think it may be tough to catch your breath if you lose that game.
A great feeling to win the Rock last year.
It was heartbreaking.
All right, hi, I'm Tim McDonough from the Crescent-News. We're here at the first ever Defiance Napoleon High School Football Captain's Luncheon. I'm joined by a couple of captains from each team. I'm here to ask them some questions about it. I'm going to start over here with Napoleon. We're going to talk about the rivalry. I'm going to start with Drew Gherkin. Drew, if you would, tell me, what did it mean to win the Rock last year for the first time that it was ever presented?
It was a great feeling to win the Rock last year on a last-second field goal. It was a huge thing for our team. It was great for us, and we loved it.
All right, well, let me come back over here then. Let me ask Darren Pritchett. You guys were on the field last year. Tell me, what was it like to see them win the Rock at Defiance?
It was heartbreaking. I mean, I really didn't even know what was expected after that game. It was heartbreaking.
All right. Well, now we're here with Ben Flogus, and I'm going to ask you this question. How has the Rock added to an already great rivalry, Defiance Napoleon?
Well, see, I think of Defiance as a respected rivalry. I love playing against these guys, and they're always a hard-fought team. And the Rock added to the rivalry. It gives us something extra to play with, or play for, I should say. And it just makes the game that much more exciting.
All right. Well, and last but not least, Mike, let me ask you, Mac Ramirez from Defiance. What's it like to play in such a special rivalry like Defiance versus Napoleon, especially when you kick off the season every year like that?
Yeah, it's something else. It's just a different feeling, and going through the whole summer, going through everything, working for that one game against Napoleon, and give it all on the field. That's it.
Well, it'll be here sooner than you think. Thanks, guys, for joining me. Good luck on Friday, August 27th, 7 p.m. at Napoleon. I'm now joined by the coaches in this rivalry, Jerry Beauty of Defiance and Tori Strock of Napoleon. Just have one question for each of you. I guess maybe we'll start with you, Jerry. You've been in this rivalry a little bit longer than Tori, so the question for you is why is Defiance versus Napoleon such a big rivalry?
Well, I think if you look at any teams that have great rivalries, and I've told people this before, that this rivalry even though it's a high school rivalry, it is the same as Ohio State and Michigan go through, Michigan State and Michigan go through. There's no difference. It's just a different level of play, and the intensity out there, the intensity in the locker room is unbelievable. And to be able to play and start on Friday night in the Napoleon Defiance game is something really special. But what makes the rivalry is the programs. The coaches believe the same sort of things. The kids work hard. They come from blue-collar communities. They have people that really care about football, for one. It's important in their town. And, it's always a close game. I hope it's a close game, and for our sake. And it's one of those things that everybody gets involved in, and that's what truly makes a rivalry. If one team's dominating all the time, or people are getting blown out all the time, that's not a rivalry. But when you have people that are doing the same thing to win the game, that's what creates a rivalry.
All right. Now, Tori, obviously this is going to be your third year in the rivalry. Question for you is what have you learned about this game? And what it really means, especially at Napoleon.
Well, Tim, I've learned quite a bit in a short amount of time. I mean, from the first day that I walked into Napoleon, the assistant coaches and kids and administration made it clear what this rivalry meant. And when you go out in the community and talk to former players, whether it's 5 years ago or 40 years ago, they want to know about Napoleon Defiance. How's Defiance going to be? How's Napoleon going to be? And that's when it really struck me that, hey, this is pretty serious. And I'd always been an outsider looking at this rivalry, maybe didn't understand the magnitude of it as I do now. A big thing, for me is two class programs. I was fortunate to inherit a program from John Snowd, who did a great job. When you compete against a Jerry Beauty team, as I've said for years, they're going to be classy, they're going to be fundamentally sound, and if you win, it's because you beat them. They're not going to give you much. And so I think that adds to it, and then it brings out the best in both teams. You know, Defiance, as Coach said, has blue-collar kids. We have blue-collar kids from good, solid families, and you know, last year was 10-7. Year before that, 21-20. Yeah. And both teams rise to the occasion, and I think it can be a springboard for the team that wins that game. And I think it may be tough to catch your breath if you lose that game, which we were on that side of it 2 years ago, and it took us some time to catch our breath. And I believe Defiance was a team last year that could have won 8 or 9 ball games. But I don't know that they caught their breath after that loss, because you know you put so much into it, and it can be a letdown. So 2 great programs, 2 great communities, and it's a hard-fought rivalry, as Coach said. But both communities take a lot of pride in it, and it's just exciting to be part of it.
All right, well, the game kicks off Friday night at Napoleon, August 27th at Charles Buckenmeyer Stadium, 7 p.m. Hope to see you out there.